Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for the second race in the 2021 NRSL Digital Storm Cup Series. We're here at Sebring International for the first road course race of the season and the second straight race in the state of Florida. I am once again joined by my man, Vince Freeze.
What can only be described wild Daytona 500. We're here at Sebring. Interesting place. Got a lot of technicalities. Acceleration is key with the handling balance. And we're using a different compound strategy, which we'll get to in a bit. But back to you, Zach. Let's get it.
No more 3X for the Cup Series, one race and done. Clearly a sign that things were just not going to work out. Drivers reporting it was hard to tell how much fuel they had left. Crew chief struggling to do the mathematics. Back to the 2X package, which we've used for years and years to come. And we will just remain on this with shorter races, so probably more just one-stop strategies, which will really make things interesting. But to your starting lineup, Charles Sanford is on the pole. He won back at Watkins Glen in 2017, hasn't won a race since Texas in 2018. Starting to his left side is Dylan Young, and where Dylan Young is starting is how Samet Ozkan won this race back in 2017. Ozkan was driving for now-defunct BK Racing. He started second, got a better jump on the green flag, took it into turn one, cleared for the lead, never looked back, won by 10.5 seconds. Ozkan will start third today. With Zachary Fitzwater Sr. in fourth, Fitzwater has never won a Cup road course race, but he has won twice on a road course in Jerky Pro. Row 3 is Allison Rain and Zach Flickinger. Row 4, the road course master Seth Cole with Nate Rogers. And in row 5, Jonathan Sorlin won at Sonoma in 2017. And Jessica Shelton will round out the top 10.
Drivers, start your engines!
Actually, correction, it was 2018. Jonathan Sorlin won at Sonoma. 2017 was Grayson Acavado. 21 laps, Vince. No cautions. Good old road course shenanigans. Do we see someone from the front row win this race again, or will it be somebody else?
It's pretty special right there. You got Fitzwater, Oskin, good friends off the track, but it doesn't matter. Can Dylan Young get the jump? Can Sanford get the run? I think that's normal to see some bumping at the start. Here we go. Out of the Sunset Bend, and turn one we come.
Pace speed 47 miles an hour. I believe the last time we came here it was about 37 miles an hour, so we'll see how the faster jump gets them going. Pace car on pit road. Green flag is out, and we are underway, and it looks like Charles Sanford with the advantage. Camera angles are hard to come by here at this racetrack. Still, even is the front row between Sanford and Dylan Young. Allison Rain is cleared from the third row. And Charles Sanford will take the lead. No second place leader here this year. And here's the big corner, Vince. This corner is going to be the bane of everybody in the back. And look at Allison Rain already going for second. Problems in the back. And as a reminder, all road course shenanigans will be looked at after the race is over. Dylan Young falls from second to fourth. Ozkan trying to hold on to second place, but Allison Rain, who started in fifth, is already on the charge.
So far, it seems to be a very orderly start up front, but in the back, like you said, it funnels down. It's a little bit wide there from Sanford. It gives Oskin a run.
Ozkan has 2 career wins. One of them, as we mentioned, came here at this track in 2017. His other win came at Texas last season. And the defending champion looking to get what would be his first win of the year as Fitzwater almost gets blocked off the track by Dylan Young.
As we enter the Lamont section here, up into the Sunset Bend, it looks like Dylan Young just doesn't have the pace early on. Fitzwater, he's on the attack. Also, saving tires is key at this track. We all know that Sebring you have to respect the bumps around here. Even though they're subliminal in the game, firewear will be big.
So Fitzwater is 5th. You got Zach Flickinger 6th. Zorland 7th. Seth Cole is side by side with Keith Rich for 8th. And Nate Rogers rounds out the top 10. So Keith Rich, the one man driving his way into the top 10. And you can see the gap from all the shenanigans, Vince. Logan Williams in 19th, back to Adam Flickinger in 20th. And that's where all the checkups began. You can see the back end damage on his car, some front end on Trey Smith's car. Oh, Priya McShane's back bumper is destroyed, but she's still on the track. There is Ousmane Hamid. He started 31st. He's got some minor back end damage up to 23rd, though. Andrew Rich. Oh, Sebastian Kugelon's front end is destroyed. So is Alexander Rowe, who started in last place with a bad Q lap. Foster Henderson, Edwin Justice down to 37th. That's the end of all the damage. And this was the section that did it to him, Vince.
It's the old hairpin in a way. Right? You gotta go down to Quinn and Moore. Severe damage. I don't think he's going to be. There's some more people that's got damage, but I think this is just a product of Sebring racing, right? It's a tight track. The runoffs are very unforgiving here. You get off on the grass, you're expected to slide. But up front, we got a nice battle. Like Allison Rain has closed the gap, and we have a 3-car battle for the lead.
Just want to look at the rest of the guys back here. You see Quinton Moore in 38th with damage. RJ Bishop 39th without a hood. Ace Rogers will return to the track in 40th, but it looks like we have lost 2 cars, and that is Will Parrish, actually 3 cars. Will Parrish, Levi McIntyre, and Peter Onjak all retiring. So Peter Onjak's season is off to a terrible start. And if he can't get things going in the next 3 races, he will be outside the top 30 in the points, which reminds me, we never talked about who failed to make the race, Vince.
Talk about that. I'm going to read that off right now as I hope my good old sheet here. Cole Hudson, James Ellison back-to-back, Kev Shear back-to-back, Scott Roush after a good race at Daytona, Landon Smith Jr., Sam Dyer, D. Bouchard, Dan Bouchard, and Yepez again, a 2nd race in a row that will not make the show.
Landon Smith Jr. failed to make Daytona as well. So far, Ellison, Shearer, Smith, and Yepez have not made a race. And then Hudson, Scott Roush, Dyer, and Bouchard missing their first race. Charles Sanford continues to lead. Oskin's trying to close up the gap. We've had an exchange for position back here. Zorland is up to 6th. Keith Rich is up to 8th. Excuse me. And Nate Rogers is up to 9th. So Seth Cole not having the best of days. And the 9 of Nate Rogers has some front-end damage.
Stack up in the beginning or on the brakes too hard, someone couldn't slow down. Was it maybe Flickinger? I don't know. I'll have to take a look at that after the race maybe. But seems like he's getting along pretty well, especially with the aerodynamics at Sebring. They're pretty big, believe it or not, down the backstretch. There's certain portions like this where you have to keep up the acceleration.
That's a really good look at the damage right there.
Yeah, you see the dynamics.
It might have been on Seth Cole because I see maybe a crack in the back end. I'm not really sure. Or could have also have maybe been to the O2 of Shelton. It looks like her back end might have some damage. Let's take a quick peek here of the drivers outside the top 10 that aren't separated from the pack, as Keith Rich is making a move on Zach Flickinger. We got Shelton in 11th. Cole Deaver in 12th. He won at Surfers Paradise back in 2018. Nico Tringali, 13th, won at the Denver Road Course in 2019. You got Lane Sanders in 14th. He's our highest rookie on the track, and he was also the highest qualifying rookie on the track, as we've got more cars with heavy damage on pit road. Ferranti, 15th. Amanda Evans, 16th. Logan Williams, 17th. And it's Jesse Turner in the 17 and William Brock in the 19. Brock was 5th fastest in practice, as Adam Flickinger, Sam Young will pull it down pit road. But the 17 is demolished, Vince.
That looks pretty serious. We'll have to take a look at that after the race. It's not something you would see normally at Sebring. Who knows? Could be a flip counter. We'll have to find out.
I'm wondering if these two were involved in this incident too, because they came down the pit, but they are only taking left side tires and fixing damage. Kukulon has come down to fix his car, so has Alexander Rowe.
Oh, someone's wide. There we are.
Battles are on here. Looks like Allison Rain went a little wide there. That opened the door for Dylan Young, but Dylan not close enough. Rain's going to go a little wide again. Now Dylan Young is right on her back bumper.
Oskin's right behind Sanford, right there. One mistake, and Fitzwater's coming too. Zorlin, these top six have broken away and are starting to run.
Zach Flickinger holding off Keith Rich for 7th. So Turner and Brock will join Parrish, McIntyre, and Onjacker as retirees out of the race. We believe it is a one-stop strategy for today's event. But as you mentioned, Vince, top 6 breakaway. Fastest lap on the race after 4 laps goes to Dylan Young with a 2:02.116. But so far, so good for the top 6. Some of the most veteran, experienced drivers of the field. All of these guys right up here have been in the Cup Series for its entire history. You get back to Zach Flickinger. He missed 1 season last year. Keith Rich, a 4-time seasoned veteran of Jerky Pro Trucks, entering his 2nd season of Cup. Nate Rogers has been in it every year. Same with Seth Cole. Shelton started racing in 2018. Same with Cole Deaver. Tringale's been around the entire time. And then you've got the completely fresh face of Lane Sanders in 14th. Ferranti started in 2018. Amanda Evans started in 2019. Logan Williams, another fresh face who's also doing double duty in trucks, which Jerky Pro Truck Series will be back at Auto Club in 2 weeks' time. Osmain Hamid, not a bad second race after starting 31st. Vince up to 19th place.
Third Daytona 500. Big winner from last week's mayhem. So just to keep that points run up, to stay consistent to get into the playoffs, as you see Smith run a little wide there, that'll be crucial for Osmain Hamid.
A tough day for 12-time career winner Andrew Rich. Running in 22nd place right now. That was the sheet I forgot to get up and ready for this race, was the all-time wins list. But that shouldn't hurt us too much here. We pretty much know how many wins everybody's got up here, or everybody at the front with a chance to win. Christian Vargas qualified his way into this race. He's running in 24th. Not a bad day for him. In fact, not a bad day for all of the Bang Energy front row motorsports cars, considering they're all fresh-faced rookies running in the top 25. Vargas is the only one who's been having to qualify his way in. He's hoping to be top 30 in points after the first 5 races, as he's trying to pass Logan York for 23rd. And he will get it done. York will file in line.
We have a problem up front. I think Dylan Young ran wide because now it's a top 3 breakaway. Fitzwater got around and Zorlin fell back. Something must have happened to Dylan Young. Yeah, he's falling back.
There it is. It might have been between Young and Fitzwater. Young was in 4th. Now he's down to 6th as he shoves Zorlin through the corner. But Fitzwater got held up from whatever happened. Yeah, they got held up from whatever happened, and now it's a 3-car breakaway, as you mentioned.
Conservation is so crucial at Sebring. If you can't serve the tires around here, your long run pace is shot. Maybe that's what happened to Young. Went too hard to start. They're starting to flow back, as we talk about all the time, ebbs and flows. And this is one of the perfect tracks that Fitzwater goes a little wide.
We'll have to see if any of these guys can close back up the gap to the top 3. And I think when and where you pit here, Vince, is going to be big and crucial. And, you know, lap car of Ace Rogers up here is only running 209s. He's about 6 seconds off pace on acceleration alone. So we see the speed at the end of the straightaway here. It's about a $1.54 for Ace. And it's a $1.70 for Charles Sanford. So that shook up the top 5 order a little bit. Oh, and we got pit stops already. So I think it's a 2-stopper, Vince, because Allison Rain is coming in now.
That's not a 2-stopper. I think that might be a 3. If we're on lap 6, that's kind of borderline. I would have rather came in at lap 7. I don't know. I mean, you get tires, you get that good, nice, solid run, but you got to save some fuel. Nate Rodder's probably going to fix damage. He'll fall back. We'll see how this plays out. I like the call early, but can they save enough fuel for that second run? Otherwise, this could be a 3-stop race for those guys.
Yeah,
It's a risky call.
A lot of cars coming in, so I'm wondering if maybe they would be able to stretch it 8 laps on one of the runs. But we'll have to see. Time will tell. Traffic will also be not really an issue considering it's a road course. But so that leaves Sanford and Ozkan at the front. So now you want to ask yourself, Allison Rain pit from 3rd. Do I have to come in this lap or can I stretch it another lap?
Answer is yes. You're losing time with Ace Rogers if you stay on another lap. They're going to be on the back end pretty soon. You don't want to lose time. Delta's important at road courses. Allison Rain saw that lap car ahead. Let's get 2 or 3 seconds with new tires. That's a great call. I like the undercut, and they extended 8 laps now. Strategies into play as we move here into close to the Le Mans turn and Ace Rogers.
Fall off appears to be about 2 seconds on a full stint. So definitely losing time if they go another lap as far as Allison Rain goes. But at the same time, if Allison has to pit 3 times, all that time she gains will be meaningless. Ozkan's going to make a move on the lead on Sanford here into the final corner.
That draft is killer, man. You see Ozkan's going to dime the corner right here in Sunset Bend. Will he come down? That's the key.
No.
Move the pit road. Oh.
They're going to fight for the lead. Sorlin and Dylan Young stay out as well. And Ace Rogers is going to affect this battle.
Now, if I'm Rain and Fitzroy, you loving this because these guys have won 8 laps. If they can go 8 laps, it's a 2-stop race. You're going to get the tires to work perfectly on that later half of the run. I think it's a good move as they're getting close.
Ozkan wants him out of the way, and he's nearly pushing him out of the way, but Charles Sanford is going to get by, I think. Yeah, there it is. Sanford by for the lead. Ozkan's got to make the move now. And Ozkan, I think, is mad. And Ozkan is wasting his time trying to do something to the 63 car.
Orland's catching up. Young will be there in a minute. He better make a move. He's losing time not only to Sanford, but I think Rain and Fitzwater might have just pulled off the perfect strategies there. You're losing too much time when you stay out.
This is not a matter of Ace Rogers not getting out of the way. Ozkan has had plenty of turns where he could make a move, but he is just so tucked up under his rear bumper. Now he's going to lose a position to Sorlin, maybe. And Charles Sanford has driven away because of this.
Make the move now down the back stretch.
Oh, there it is!
What?
He turned him into the wall. Goes Ace Rogers, and Ozkan will lose 2 positions because of the shenanigans. Forget the 2 positions. Charles Sanford's gone. He turned the 63 into the wall. I guess that's how he wanted to show him his displeasure. Charles will come into pit road. Dylan Young is going to squeeze his way on the pit road. And Ace Rogers will come in behind as everybody who had stayed out will pit. There's Edwin Justice. He's the last one who has yet to come down. There is Allison Rain and Fitzwater. They are the provisional top two. So everybody down pit road. So they could definitely make it 8 laps, Vince. So undercut here, not a bad idea, but they've got to make sure they can make it at least 8 or 7 laps on this particular stint.
But you just look at the time they're going to gain on the leaders here. Yeah, I just think the undercut, the fresher tires is Zorlin. What a stop by him. Fitzwater might actually beat Sanford out. So great call by Fitzwater to gain 2 or 3 spots. It's a Rain Fitzwater 1-2.
Tires are cold for the first lap. They're just about as useful as old tires. So Sanford out in third for now. Sorlin up to fourth. Oskin fifth, but pressure from Keith Rich as Nate Rogers and team did not lose too much time, Vince.
They buckled the hood just a little bit down as Oskin and Cole. A little contact there.
This is where things can get really dangerous. See Dylan Young back here in, I believe, 9th. Actually, that might be 7th. Rain in first, second Fitzwater, third Sanford, fourth Sorlin, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. Nope, it's 9th. Battle for 10th between Amanda Evans and Zach Flickinger, who just came down pit road. How about that? I did not expect Amanda Evans to perform this well today at Sebring. Hats off to her on the great run so far.
Road course racing is one of the equalizers, though. It's skill, talent, and strategy all combined. And this is one of the most technical road courses in the world. So I'm not surprised that Evans is doing well, especially with a strategy call like an undercut or even just taking 1 lap before the leaders.
These tires are about to be warmed up, so any more track position you can gain, you better get it here. Seth Cole's been unable to get by Samet Ozkan. There's the move. Ace Rogers so far is the only driver to fall a lap down. You can see a bunch of the cars that are damaged. But that's from those drivers pitting. So Seth Cole will pass Ozkan for position. Keith Rich trying to find the way by Sorlin for 4th. But not going to be able to put a move on him. Still right on his bumper, though. So I believe Seth Cole pit the second time by. So he pit on lap 7, and then the Sorlin and Sanford pit on lap 8. Same with Dylan Young. We know Zach Flickinger.
Exactly. Oh, you can go for it.
Zach Flickinger also pit on lap 8, so go ahead, Vince.
One thing I'm noticing, Zach, is how much our tires worth from 3 seconds in front from Rain, another 4 seconds back to Sanford for Fitzwater. Tires are worth a lot here. Can Sanford make 7 seconds up? I don't know. I think it needs to be another pitch strategy game in order for him to make it 7 seconds up.
So Yasmin Hamid up to 17th now. Carabel 18th, Vargas 19th, Trey Smith 20th. Some of our rookies right there. Laura Chung. It's Ace Rogers, you see all the way back here now as Logan Williams has ended up with a ton of damage. And Logan York just about gets turned by Hamill. Contact made. Hamill into the tires. And that's the first accident we've seen straight up all day.
7 once again proven to be hell in Sebring.
Daytona 500 pole winner Stephen Colon in 30th. Priya McShane has a ton of more damage. Looks like something else might have happened there. See Kukulon, Bishop, Sam Young off and on pit road again. But it looks like Priya McShane was turned at some point. So we're going to have a lot of stuff to look at when this thing's said and done. But so Allison Rain coming to lap 11, Vince. If she only goes 6 laps again, I don't think she can make it on 2 stops. She has to make it to at least lap 13 coming to 14.
You can save some fuel in the draft, believe it or not, on those straightaways. Sanford's mowing down the time now. I don't know. Rain's close. Fitzwater, if he did a good job, I think he can make it. I think he's saving. He's not going 100%. He's only gained 2 or 3 tenths. Just 1 or 2 more laps. He might be good. Sanford, it's all about going hard, man. Just go hard. Go like heck.
And he just ran his fastest lap of the race, a 2:02.122. 2-lap difference already has Fitzwater and Allison down in the 2:03s. You see, Sorlin only ran a 2:02.9. Charles Sanford also won at Watkins Glen in the Hankook Tires V8 Supercar Challenge this past winter. So Charles with a little more road course expertise here in a stock car. So Keith Rich fifth, though, I'd say is currently the surprise of the day. You know, it's only his sophomore season. But showing good speed in that Bulldog Motorsports Dodge Challenger. Highest of the Dodge Challengers, too, as we mentioned, Colt Hudson did not qualify for today's race. Oskin 7th, Dylan Young 8th. What could have been for them? You know, they were higher earlier, and they just let, I don't know what happened to Dylan Young, but Oskin just let the lap car of Ace Rogers get to him, and it cost him a ton of time. He could be up there with Charles Sanford right now. Nate Rogers down to 9th as Amanda Evans has a bumper load of Zach Flickinger, Cole Deaver, and Nico Tringali. Tringali's one of those guys who's been qualifying his way in every week, Vince. And I think with the showing the drive he's been showing us, he will likely not be in that position after race 5 of the season.
Yeah, man, that's what it's all about, right? Your back's against the wall every week in these first 5 races. So what do? You get out of that situation. You got to give it props, right? That team as well.
Cole Deaver looking for 11th on Zach Flickinger. Zach Flickinger's another one of those drivers who's in that go or go home category for the first 5 races, as William Flickinger performed poorly in this car last year. But Zach Flickinger and Nico Tringali showing they have the experience, they have the talent. They should be out of that bubble in no time at all. Now it'll be Tringali looking for 12th on Deaver. He will take it. So Deaver's move on Flickinger turns into a move of Tringali on Deaver. And more battling back here. That's between Ferranti and Shelton for 15th. And how about Lane Sanders, man? Rookie of the day right here in 14th place. Just kept this car clean all race long. And he's just been chilling, Vince.
Actually, not just chilling, but I think he's carrying the SHR banner. I think Rowe and McShane have fallen off the map. And Sanders, the rookie, carrying the torch early on in the season. That's got to be a lot of boost of confidence.
Rowan McShane with heavy damage today. So we're on lap 12. Let's see what the move is here. Sanford has caught Fitzwater. McShane and Hamill have retired from the race. And Rain will stay on the track. So that is a good sign right there. Fitzwater staying out on the track as well.
I think they can make it. Now the question is, if I'm Fitzwater here, Fitzwater actually closed up the Rain. So did Sanford.
Fitzwater closed up 6 tenths. And Charles Sanford ran a 2:02.7. He closed up a second and a tenth. You see Zorlin now pulling away from Keith Rich. His tires are kicking in. So you see Dylan Young passing Seth Cole for 6th. So Oskin, though, not having as good of a run right now. He's still in 8th behind Seth Cole. But you see Dylan Young and Oskin, they got to try and get by Seth Cole and Keith Rich here before those guys pit again, or they will have let them gain the positions from pit road.
See, you know what's that? I just noticed something. I think this is the clean air effect. Sanford, he had that clean air right after the pit stop and closed the gap to Fitzwater. And now it's the Constantine where they're all stuck in a line. I wonder if Zorla can close that gap to 3 or 4 seconds before these guys come into pit for their second round here. And what will be soon, money stops.
Logan Williams was doing good earlier, but he is down in the dumps now in 34th place after what looks like more problems. As we have one car on pit road, that's Foster Henderson. That's Cologne's teammate. So I said it would have to be from 13 to 14, Vince, and then they'll have to go the longest stint of their race. It's the 6, 7, 8 strat, Vince, compared to what Charles Sanford has done. You know, Charles went 8 laps, and now I'm guessing he's either going to go 7 or go 8 again and take maybe less fuel at the end, but unable to pass Rain and Fitzwater here. I'm guessing they're coming to pit road. No, they're staying out again.
That's the right call. Why come in now when you know that Sanford might come in at lap 16? Yeah, look at that. They're right there. There it is. They're only close the gap, too, from 6.16 to 4.48. That clean air is huge at Sebring.
Fitzwater closed 9/10 of a second, and Charles, who didn't pass him the entire lap, closed just the same. Sorlin closed in a whole nother 8/10 on top of that. As you see, the top 8 are the ones who are gone. Tringali up to 10th place, passing Amanda Evans. So the Hendrick cars, the 5, the 7, and the 9, are all in the top 10. And Ferranti, who is a junior motorsports car, sits in 16th. So a good day for the Hendrick Alliance.
Foster Henderson, right out of the pits, has already caught the Sanford. Just that new tires, man, I'm telling you, it makes about 2 to 3 seconds. Fresh old tires at the end of a run. The problem is, where's Henderson going to pass these guys? Or even Fitzwater and Sanford's wide.
Charles needs to get by one of these guys because, you know, he pit so late. I'm assuming that everybody's going to come in and pit this lap. Charles with a good corner there. He's got to get something done or he's not going to have a single shot because to me, it doesn't look like Rain has the car, the best car to win. I really feel like Sanford has it. But Sanford's got to get by these guys. Oh, he's going to nearly turn Fitzwater.
Yeah, that might be a mistake. He's on the outside. Can he power off, though?
He's going to have to draft. Oh, things got a little chippy there between Sanford and Fitzwater. Fitzwater will get back in line, but Sanford up to 2nd place. Let's see how much more grip he has in this corner. Oh,
Definitely.
I think everyone's coming to pit, Vince. Yes, indeed. Here we go. Final money stop with 7 to go. And
I do the opposite.
That was very important. Sorlin stays out.
Perfect. That's the perfect move. Less fuel. You're in 4th place. You're not going to win the race doing everything everyone else does. That's the move.
Everyone else will come in the pit road, but so see how important it was for Charles Sanford to get by Fitzwater there because it was another, 4/10 on pit road, being in front of one car compared to being behind it.
Fitzwater, Rain, though. Come in early, get that track position. You got to be loving that. Let's see what happens on these money stops.
So Sorlin was the only one who stayed out. Or actually, RJ Bishop did too, but he is heavily damaged.
Sorlin's got to have an incredible in and out lap now to have any shot at this win.
Rain's pit stop is complete. Here she goes. Charles Sanford is going to be out right behind her in front of Zachary Fitzwater Sr. Keith Rich out 4th. Seth Coble passed Dylan Young back on pit stops. Diego Tringali, Nate Rogers, Amanda Evans, Cole Deaver, Zach Flickinger, Shelton, Lane Sanders, Alex Ferranti. Shelton, I believe, gaining the spot there on the 4. There's the gap from Sanford to Allison Rain. Sorlin is approaching a ton of slower cars. Quinton Moore with his heavily mangled 89 machine. And what a rough day for Quinton Moore could turn into a win for Allison Rain if all things go right. And interesting to note, Vince, is out of Allison Rain's 8-win career, 7 of those from intermediates, 1 from a super speedway.
road courses. This will be a first, but
We'll
if we
have to
do it
wait
from
and
Zorlin.
see. Zorlin's going another lap.
This is a Zorlin hold one call. I call it. You're not going to win the race from fourth position. Take less fuel, maybe a two-tire gamble at the end, get the track position, but you got to get around Quinn and Moore to have any chance at that.
Quinton Moore is running so much slower. Like, you just got to get by him. I think Quinton already pit, so he's got the tires in the corner. Oh, yeah, he's got the tires in the corner, Vince, but he just has no acceleration at all. You see, he's driving away right now, but watch, now that they're on the straightaway, Zorlin's already going way faster.
Each other out. I don't know. That may not be the worst thing for Zorlin, knowing that Quinn and Moore will have the grip here in this S section, but he has the straightaways. There's rain. It's about 25-second, 30-second gap, minimum of 47 seconds. If I'm Zorlin, I take the two tires now. You got nothing to lose. Less fuel.
Oh, and Ace Rogers hit the pit wall. I thought I saw somebody spinning out of control there. I'm not sure what happened there exactly, but I'm pretty sure he just hit the pit wall.
Welcome to Sebring. Can I take your order? That's what it's been like. That shenanigans all down the menu.
Nate Rogers down to 10th, Tringali up to 9th, Oskin 8th, Dylan Young 7th, Seth Cole 6th, Keith Rich 5th, still surprising the heck out of me. Fitzy in 4th, Sanford 3rd, trying to close on Allison Rain. I mean, it looks like he's closing to me, Vince.
Just for the win, though. I mean, that's the thing. What will Zorlin do? I mean, that's the $1,000,000 question right now. And you see, the Quinton Moore thing didn't affect him because he had the fresher tires. Zorlin's actually in a good bubble right there.
What if this
Now,
is
if I'm
actually what if this is actually helping him, Vince? I don't mean to interject, but you know, Quinton's just been pulling him around the track because he's got the fresher tires. I think
he's going
Zorlin,
to take.
I think he's coming in. Yep, here it
Yeah,
is. He's coming in.
He's going to take less fuel. Now the question is, what's the tire call? If he can get a nice stop here, maybe a two-tire call, he could win this race, but we'll see.
Oh, it's got to be lefts or rights only. If you take 4 here, I mean, he'll be 2 laps fresher on the tires and he'll be flying, but I don't know if he'll have like enough time to make use of it, because we saw Charles Sanford couldn't even get back to the lead in 8 laps.
If he gets behind Ray, it's over for him. But I guess he's banking on just 2 tires. Let's see what he does.
Have to see if he takes right side tires, we'll just be seeing him fly through the field for the last 5 laps. Yep, 4-tire pit stop. And there goes Allison Rain, Charles Sanford, Fitzwater. And remember, it takes a lap for these tires to heat up. Zorlin's going to come out behind Seth Cole. But forget about that. Charles Sanford ran 0.6 faster that lap than Allison Rain. He is there, Vince.
Now, where does he make the move? We've seen Sanford have trouble making the move in the technical section as we go on board here. Watch him close up in the braking section. That's been his biggest ally all day. Goes a little wide, though, into the S's.
Sanford's looking to break a 2-year-long winless streak. Allison Rain's looking for the win she didn't get in 2020. And here we go. A bit wide on the 51. Sanford is there.
Be careful here. All these shenanigans through this tight section won't work. But now Sanford has to get a good exit here as we enter Le Mans. That big break coming. Fitzwater might need to capitalize here. We'll see what happens.
Fitzwater was 0.4 slower than Allison Rain that last lap. In fact, Keith Rich was a full second faster than he was. Maybe a bad adjustment on the 59.
Seems like Rain has more of the straight line speed, but Sanford is just a menace on the brakes. You could see it visibly, but he goes a little wide there, looking for a better exit. Rain's a little lower than expected there. A great dive there in the rain. Here we go. About 3/10. That's it.
4 laps to go from Sebring International. The gap is 0.3 of a second. See, Sanford still a little faster that time by. You see, Fitzwater just can't seem to do anything with his stuff. He's a full second slower than Keith Rich again. Sorlin falls down to 8th. See what he can do with his tires now that they're warmed up, but it's Hendrick, 8th, 9th, and 10th. But this is what all our eyes are going to be on for these last 4 laps. Amanda Evans, 11th. Cole Deaver, 12th. Zach Flickinger, Lane Sanders, Jessica Shelton, top 15. Ferranti, Osmain Hamid, our Daytona winner, in 17th with quite a showing. Cara Bell, 18th. Christian Vargas, 19th. Trey Smith in 20th. As we see,
Zach once again. It's the brakes, but back to you for a second.
Ace Rogers retiring from the event. That leaves us with 34 cars on track now. Yeah, Sam Young and Logan Williams are up here. It's got a little more lag again there. Hopefully that sorts itself out here to the end of the race. Maybe some lap cars, Vince. Maybe.
I don't know what that would do. I mean, that would only give a draft, and that would hold up rain, as leader always comes to clean the track first, as they like to say. But don't count out Keith Rich. If Rich can get by Fitzwater, because Fitzwater's got a bad adjustment, or he just does not have the tires, it may not be over for Rich, but he's got to get by now.
Coming to 3 laps to go. Like I said, it was a 1-year winless drought for Rain. It's been a 2-year winless drought for Sanford. Rain is a 2-time Cup champion. Sanford doesn't have any of that. 3 to go. It's down to 1/10 of a second. Sanford is all over her back bumper.
It's a little bit better in the Sunset Bend, but other than that, I think Sanford overall has the better car. But where does he make the move? It has to be coming into Sunset Bend down that back straightaway. We'll see what happens, though.
No time gain for Fitzwater. Keith Rich still in 4th. Seth Cole 5th. Looked like maybe closing a little bit of the gap. Sorlin not really doing much fighting back yet there in 8th. Fastest lap of the race will go to Dylan Young at 2:02.116. Getting really close. I thought he was going to put the bumper to her, Vince, but not quite.
Can't do that. You don't want to get damaged now. That would be costly. We saw what happened to Rogers, and I'm sure many others in this race.
See, Williams is a minute 49 ahead, but I think he just came down pit road. So did Sam Young. So they're gaining in the corners, but they're losing on the straight. So I'm not sure with this much time left we'll see them catch those lap cars. So I think they should be able to fight it out for themselves.
This is a straight-up one-on-one battle. Rain, the champion, Sanford, he's hungry, but Rain's also hungry too. It's hunger versus hunger. Fitzwater's pulling away a little bit from Rich. It all comes down to this right here, right? Lamont in the Sunset Bend. Who has the better car? Because that's where the finish line's at.
And how much draft are you really getting down this straightaway? Yeah, Rain's pulling this time.
Yeah, Rain just has the better car on the straights and in the Sunset Bend. That's where the finish line. You see, he'll close up on the brakes, Sanford. The Rain dimes the corner right here. Watch, middle of the corner. Incredible exit usually. There it is. And that's where that's where she pulls the time. That's where Sanford can't pull the time back. Just about 10th or 2. That's it every time.
2 laps to go. Laura Chung on pit road. Maybe another incident. Yep, her day is over. Oh, blown motor camshaft problem for the 83 Red Bull Toyota. That leaves us with 33 cars on the track. Fitzwater, no time gain. Seth Cole closing up on Keith Rich in 5th. As Zorlin has made it past Ozkan for 7th.
The closest Sanford's been on this straight. He could make the move right here.
This is the section. He's close again. He's all over her bumper, but no contact once again, Vince. How much does Charles Sanford want this win? Does he want it so much that he'll push her out of the way, or does he want to try and get by her cleanly?
Do you want to make enemies in race 2? I think Sanford's a clean driver. I think he wants to get this thing straight up through a technical section. But if he can't get through the technical section, I don't see how he wins the race. The draft's not going to equalize as the tires get older as we move up over closer into the Bishops, Le Mans, and Sunset Bend section.
So surprise of the day, Keith Rich there in 4th. We'll see if he finishes 4th. Rookie of the day goes to Lane Sanders. He's up to 12th. Osman Hamid's up to 15th.
Daytona 500 champ looking to try to maybe not keep the points lead, but top 5 in points as we move to the back.
Yeah, that new point system, remember, it's 60 for the win, 55 for second, 51 for third, 48, 45, 42. Then down by 2 points to 10th, and then 10th to 11th, a 2-point gap, and then you just start going down by 1. So, you know, you win the race, you get 60 points. You finish 11th, you get 31 points. So you lose a lot there. Coming to the white flag.
Yeah, white flag here. One thing I'm noticing about Rand that last Sunset Bed section, she's backing up Sanford with the brakes, a little block pass technique.
Keith Rich is looking for 3rd on Fitzwater behind him. But Charles has kept the gap under 0.2 of a second. Can he get it done? Can he find the way past? Fitzwater holds on for 3rd. Oh, Sanford a little wide there. That's going to give Rain a gap. That might be all she's said and done.
Yeah, watch Sanford close up in the brake section. He doesn't want to be close in the brake section. This might be perfect. There it is.
Does Charles have anything left? Behind them, Seth Cole is going to pass Fitzwater for 4th. Keith Rich got by for 3rd after all. Charles Sanford looking for what would be career win number 3. Allison Rain looking for what would be career win number 9, first on a road course.
Sanford's a little wide. Allison a gray exit over. I think Allison might have it here because I know Sanford doesn't have the car coming into these last sections, especially at down Le Mans and Sunset Bend.
Through the final technical corners here. Down the last straightaway, Charles looks like he might have something after all. Does he get a bit of a run here?
What will Rain do at Sunset Bend? Will Rain use the block pass technique and hold the brake in the middle of the corner? Here we go, one last time.
Through the final corner, Charles Sanford closing up one last time. Going a little wide. Coming to the checkered flag. It's going to be Allison Rain snapping a 1-year-long winless drought. First road course win for the now 9-time career race winner in the Digital Storm Cup Series.
Allison has had a hot start this season. Remember, won her duel at Daytona, and now a win in Florida and Sebring. Much confidence to her, and I definitely will move up in the points as well early on.
But one of the best races for Charles Sanford in recent memory, but runner-up. Pit strategy ultimately gave Allison the lead, and Charles just wasn't able to get it back. Keith Rich comes home 3rd. Him and Seth Cole passing Fitzwater there on the final lap. Sorlin got up to 6th. Dylan Young 7th, Oskin 8th, Tringali 9th, Nate Rogers rounds out the top 10. And just look at the gap from 10th to 11th. Vince, you can just see, even with that damage, Nate Rogers had quite a car under him. And it looks like Edwin Justice had problems on the final lap as he is dropping down the running order.
That's shenanigans, I'm sure. Maybe ran wide, maybe got turned. We'll have to look at a replay or something.
He's going to end the day in 25th. Alexander Rowe actually made it up to 24th after all the damage he received today. Andrew Rich 18th. Hamid 15th, our Daytona winner there. Lane Sanders up to 12th at the end of the day. Matthew Rodriguez, we didn't talk about him all day. He finishes 19th.
I guess both the front row.
And then the rest of your finishing results. Problems for a lot of drivers. William Brock, Jesse Turner, Levi McIntyre, Peter Onjak. And there it is. Results are official. So, with all of that said and done, we will see you guys in 1 week's time for Las Vegas Motor Speedway, the first intermediate of the year. That's where Allison's had most of her success. Can she go 2 in a row, or will Andrew Rich, the other intermediate dominator, come out to play? We'll see you guys then.
I don't know.
Taking a look at all the incidents, it's after the race, Vince, so feel free to say whatever you want, as long as it's PG. But it's going to start here with Bishop and McShane. And, you know, this is just typical for this corner. Everyone's going to start checking up. And right there, Andrew Rich is going to end up like, oh, man. Andrew Rich, Priya McShane get launched. Rich ends up on top of a car. So does Laura Chung. So does Levi McIntyre. And more in the back. Like, my goodness gracious. Just absolute carnage. McIntyre's front end destroyed. Will Parrish's front end destroyed. Peter Onjak's destroyed. I mean, just absolute carnage. See if we can get a different angle of this. Yeah, see right there. Just more and more cars. Logan York ended up on top of somebody there. I believe that is Matthew Rodriguez. But, yeah, just absolute carnage here into this corner, Vince.
That's expected in the hairpin.
Oh, look at Osman Hamid gets out of this jam with relatively small damage. We saw him finish 15th, so, I mean, wow, he only got out of that with small back-end damage. Up ahead, you see Priya McShane. Something happened to Priya McShane here. Yeah, she comes back on the track. She's turning the wheel to the left. Oh, she just had so much wheel spin, I think. Quentin Moore is going to barely keep it together. But she goes around, and Ace Rogers, who had made it through everything, nowhere to go.
Trey Smith. Oh.
Trey Smith maybe gets a piece, hits the brakes. Trying not to get any more damage. Ooh, Edwin Justice is going to scuff against his teammate of Will Parrish right there. See Vargas hitting the brakes. Everyone's just trying not to get any more damage. And away they all went. Look at Osman Hamid got out of that really good after starting 31st. But these were all of our damaged cars today. And now let's go and see what happened to them later in the race. Jesse Turner is going to put a move on Alex Ferranti here on lap 3. And then either gets loose or he's just checking up because he knows he has to give room. And William Brock is just going to push Jesse Turner around. And into the tires, Turner goes. Day over. And then Brock comes back into Amanda Evans. And okay, he doesn't get turned here. I'm guessing he's going to get turned later. Oh, right there, Logan Williams turns him, oh man, hard into the guardrail. And that is a section of the track right next to the ambulance, by the way. I have never seen a car get turned right there before. That was a lick. Let's take an onboard with William Brock. On board with William Brock. From wrecking one driver to getting wrecked himself. Day over. Taking a look at what damaged Logan Williams' car. He was doing pretty good inside the top 20. This is on lap 8. He's behind the damaged cars of RJ Bishop and Quentin Moore. Gonna go into turn 2 here, I believe it's called. And Williams is just gonna try and go for a hole that isn't there. that causes contact between him and RJ Bishop right there. A little wiggle. Bishop's going to slide into Quinton Moore. Quinton Moore's going to keep his foot in it. And that's going to spin RJ Bishop. Now Logan Williams has nowhere to go, and he's going to get sent off the track into the grass.
That grass is like ice, and Williams will hit the tires backside first.
I'm surprised he was able to keep going. Believe he did finish, but he finished at the bottom of the running order. So we're going to start off at half speed here. We're looking at what happened to Derek Hamill. Some of the chaos going on in front of him is what happened to Priya McShane. So you see right there, Logan York, Logan Williams, Priya McShane, Matthew Rodriguez, all racing really hard. And Logan's going to turn Priya McShane around, bounces her off a mat rod, and into the tire barrier she goes. And then up ahead of that, Logan Williams, or rather Derek Hamill, he's going to come up into this corner. Ace Rogers gets shoved by teammate Andrew Rich into the corner. Rogers gets in line. And then Hamill's trying to pass Logan York. This is kind of similar to the William Brock Jesse Turner incident. Hamill almost turns the 95. They get it together. York is in the grass, and he's going to turn back up into Hamill. And that sends Hamill out of shape into the grass, and Hamill's going to lock it up and is going to be damaged right there, and he would go on to retire the car. I believe we just have to see what happened to the 63 and the 83. This was on lap 15 for the lead lap cars, 14 for Ace. Ace is going to try and come to pit road here as Dylan Young is to his right side. Now he's clear right there. So Ace is going to try and get over to come to pit road. This is right about where you gun it, right, Vince? Right under the bridge?
Young's coming in. He's going to try to dime the corner. Ace is trying to pit, and Young just whack to the side. The entry point is now messed up. He needs to re-coordinate and calibrate, and he's way offline. Ace is trying to come in. You see him way to the outside of the track. Doesn't hit the apex to the yellow, and that's too late. 2 seconds, it's a big bang.
Oh. And that ended Ace's day. Dylan Young about got himself pushed into the inside wall there. Now we just got to see what happened to Laura Chung. This was on lap 18. Jerky Pro Truck Series Daytona winner Laura Chung running in 23rd place. Comes off the corner and boom! Down goes the engine. Matthew Rodriguez got a good whiff of some black smoke and oil. And that would end Laura's day. That's going to do it for us here at the race. Actually, we didn't even mention, we said, oh, we'll see you at Las Vegas, and we cut the clip, and then it was like, oh yeah, we have to look at Rex. So signing off for real this time. Congrats go to Allison Rain on her 9th career win. That breaks her out of a tie with Jonathan Zorlin on the all-times list at 8 wins. So she is 3rd by herself now. That was her first road course win of her career. First win of 2021, snapping the winless drought that was 2020 for Allison. And we will see you guys next week at Las Vegas for 54 laps of action as we start a 6-race West Coast swing. Vince, any last words as we sign off here?
And a great race at Sebring. We'll see you in Sin City. For whatever happens in Vegas, stays in Vegas. And we're signing